What's going on, guys? It's Hi, and today we are going to be installing some genuine OEM mud flaps on the Toyota Tacoma. Now, the actual install process is going to be fairly easy because really all you have to do is remove the bolts, put the mud flaps in, and put the bolts back in, and that's all there really is to it. The only difficult thing is if you don't know which bolts to take off, really just put the mud flaps up, and there's really only one way at it, so you can't really go wrong with this. Even the mud flaps themselves are labeled front left, front right, rear left, rear right, so there should be no confusion as to where each mud flap goes. So let's get started by removing the bolts from our wheel well. There will be a total of 3 10mm bolts, 1, 2 on the sidewall, and 3 down below. To make things a little bit easier for ourselves, we can go ahead and go inside the car and turn the wheel so that we have a little bit more clearance to work with right here. Let's go ahead and remove these 10mm bolts. If you look a little bit further inside of the wheel well, you'll notice that there are some plastic plugs. These are actually additional screw-in locations. Included with your OEM mud flap should be some spare 10mm bolts, exactly the same size as those that you removed from the side wheel well. Now, the mud flaps does not come with any instructions, and I've read on the internet a few different things about this plug. Some people say that you have to remove it, then use the additional 10mm bolt to bolt in that spot, and others said to just bolt directly into the plug. So I'm going to go ahead and just bolt directly into this plastic plug without removing it. Alright, now that we have all the bolts taken out of our wheel well, let's just line up the mud flaps and reinstall the bolts. Doing the side wheel well first, just so that everything stays in place. Okay, now that we have the front mud flap installed, let's move on to the rear. The process is going to be the exact same, except instead of having 3 10mm bolts, we are going to have 4. 1, 2, 3 on the side, and the 4th down below. Let's just go ahead and remove these bolts. Now that the bolts are off, let's go ahead and line up our mud flap and just put the bolts back in, finger tight, so that everything stays in place. And again, with that plastic rivet, I'm just going to go ahead and use the provided bolt to bolt directly into the rivet. And there you have it, mud flaps installed. A fairly quick and simple process that only took a few minutes. Of course, I only showed you the driver's side, front and rear, but just take what I showed you and transfer it on the other side. It would be the exact same. I hope this video has helped you out. If it did, give it a thumbs up, share it around, comment down below any thoughts or questions you may have. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more content. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.